Hello everyone, Social Coach Michael Knight here, and today I'm going to be explaining to you why I say F the Metaverse. Now by Metaverse, I don't just mean that world being created by the company Meta, aka used to be Facebook. I'm using it as an analogy for the whole online world experience, whether it's video games, Netflix, especially social media, anywhere where they're taking you from real life and then making you live it in an online world. Now, I'm not against video games. I'm not against watching movies. What I'm against is them transitioning you into a world where you may become a level 70 dwarf, but it leaves you as a level 1 human being. Because I don't think it's great that they're sucking all human potential out of the real world we're actually living in, and I think it's having detrimental effects on your health, your happiness, your ability to connect with other human beings, your ability probably to meet new people, to be happy, to maybe even have a family someday. This is all being taken away from you as you go into this voluntary prison, as it were, which is the metaverse. It's literally the Matrix movie kind of come to life. But instead of being born into it, we're actually in the generation right now that's voluntarily going into it. Like, we know what we're doing, but the reason we're doing it is life is becoming so unfulfilling in the external world, the one we're actually in. We're going into the metaverse to try to find some type of human connection, some type of dopamine hit, some type of validation, because we can't get it in the real world. But here's the secret. You still can get it in the real world, just no one has taught you how to. And as a social coach, this is what I specialize in. I teach people how to make connections in real life because in the end of the day, the things that are most valuable in life and the most contributing to a person's happiness and fulfillment is, and success for that matter, is their human connections, their ability to connect with other people. As terrible as social media, Tinder, online dating is, you actually don't have to use them. It doesn't matter that everyone else seems to be doing it. If you're able to actually still go out in the real world and meet people, you're going to find you have almost zero competition. We have got into a place in society where the upcoming generations have so little social skills, so little knowledge of how to meet people in the real world that they're, just stuck in the metaverse. But that doesn't mean you can't meet them or other people in the real world. And that's what I specialize in teaching. You can choose to either be one picture among tens of thousands or millions on Twitter that gets swiped left into a pile of trash, or you can choose to be a real human being and stand out among all other people and have no competition because you're the only one there in the real world who knows how to interact and get what you want. Because by default right now, society is just churning out tons and tons of feckless men. These people that have no idea what they're doing, they don't even know what they want, they don't know how to go about getting it, they don't have the ability to do that, and they're not going to be any competition to you. So if you learn the things that I teach and you learn how to apply them properly, you'll find you'll be living in a world with almost zero competition where you have the ability to get what you want. Right now, modern society is just stripping away your freedom and options in life and then selling you crap substitutes in the metaverse. I honestly don't know what is worse, having an OnlyFans subscription as an alternative to a real life girlfriend or pining over some completely fake digital avatar. I was on Twitter the other day and I was scrolling through and these pictures of these anime girls kept popping up. And so I clicked the guy who was drawing them. They were like sketches. And then I realized this guy had a Patreon account. I was like, wow, he draws these pictures, he posts them on Twitter, and what he's drawing are these like sexually explicit anime characters by hand. And so I click on his Patreon to see like how much money, out of curiosity, how much money he's making, and it was thousands upon thousands of dollars a month. And part of me at first, I was like kind of impressed. I was like, wow, this guy is making thousands of dollars a month just by sketching some images. That's pretty cool. And another side of me was completely horrified that we're now living in a world where guys are so desperate that this has become a very viable and profitable business model. But I guess there's always been more money in dealing drugs than actually helping someone try to overcome an addiction. It's much more profitable to never actually solve another person's problem, but just keep them coming back for a little bit more pain relief on a subscription basis. And I think this is a lot of people's business model, right? Instead of actually solving the person's problem, helping them make the connections to make them not so lonely and much happier, instead they just give them every week, here's a new sketch of your anime girlfriend, or each week they give you some other dopamine likes on social media. They're just keeping you addicted, and they're actually never solving your problem and just making your addiction worse, and in turn, making your life worse. Few other coaches will work like I do with clients week after week, to actually improve their life in the long term. I mean, I've taken guys on the adventure of their life where we go on adventures to places like Moscow or Serbia or all over Eastern Europe or even all over the world, all over the United States. And well, by world, I mean mostly United States and Europe. But I take them on these adventures and they've never been out of their house before. And this pushes their comfort zone to a new level. And not only that, it takes them out of that environment where they're so controlled by the surroundings where they kind of felt held back and shows them a completely different reality. That's one of the great things about travel is when you go different places, especially when you leave your country, you realize, oh, not everything is like this. In other places, it's a lot different. And if it can be different there for these people's lives, in different ways, my life can be different. And that's one of the great things I love with working with guys live when we're not just working online, but doing live programs where we're actually traveling the world, going on adventures, really building up their personality and their skill set. It is impossible to have taken away from you an investment that you have made directly in yourself. Your life savings can be inflated away. Interest rates can be risen so you can never afford a house. But every dollar, every minute that you put into yourself, not only never can be taken away, but also compounds and grows. Don't sell yourself into slavery in the metaverse. Don't let your life be harvested for someone else's sole gain. So let's work together on building you a great life here in the actual real world, one that's filled with excitement and adventure, where you have the skill set to achieve your dreams and get the things you want. And to get started, check out all the free videos here on my channel. I've also wrote a book that covers all the things that if you simply quit doing them, people would instantly find you more attractive in conversation. That can be found linked to in the description below. And for those of you who are super dedicated to taking your social skills to the next level, I provide one-on-one coaching, and a link to more information about that can also be found in the description below. That's all for today. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, ciao.